Hey everybody, this is Steve Moore, owner of Run More, a brick and mortar running store in Carroll County, Maryland. Also named one of the top 50 running stores in the country. Thank you very much. Today we're here to review the new Hoka Clifton 6. So we've been a Hoka dealer here since 2014. The Clifton was really the shoe that got Hoka put on the map. You know, for a while, when people would walk in, they would just say, "I'm here for the Hoka shoe," because they didn't have as many options out there, and that was the shoe that everybody was sort of gobbling up. So we've been around for pretty much every iteration of this shoe, and we've seen some really good versions of the Clifton, and we've seen some bad ones. This is definitely one of the better ones. People that have been with this brand for a while, and specifically the Clifton, know that like the Clifton 2 for a lot of people was one of the best shoes that's come out in the past couple of years. It was the one that won a lot of awards from Runner's World, and people seem to really come out and they'd come in and say, "I'm looking for that marshmallow shoe, I'm looking for that shoe that I can wear all day," and it was a great shoe. You could walk in that shoe and sort of see it collapsing underneath your foot, really soft. I mean, for people aesthetically, when they were walking through the shop and they could see that comfort and cushion on someone's foot, they would be like, "I want to try that shoe too." Throughout the years, Hoka has sort of made some changes on that shoe, and it seemed like it was getting firmer and firmer. If people remember the ill-fated Hoka Clifton 4, that thing was like a rock on your feet. It seemed like all of the cool characteristics about the Clifton and the Clifton 2 had gone away. Well, I'm happy to say that the new Clifton 6 feels like the old Clifton 2 in a lot of ways to me. I know it's a good shoe because the shoe came in and one of my staff members called me and said, "It's so much better than it used to be." Like, she was really excited for the changes they made, and you could feel it as soon as you put it on your foot. So a couple of little changes from the 5 that I just want to make sure we announce, just so people who have been coming through the generations of it can know. The shoe actually got a little bit lighter. So on the men's side, we went from a 9.4 ounce down to a 9 ounce. And on the women's side, we went from a 7.6 down to a 7.4. So we did shave just a little bit of weight off of it. And quite honestly, I was walking around today with one on one foot, one on the other. It's one of my favorite things to do. I like to take the shoes for a little run on the treadmill. I walk around all day in the shoes, and then I like to go side by side from previous models. And I could tell as soon as I put on the old one, and even when I switched them from shoe to shoe, I just felt tighter in the old version, especially sort of on like the knuckle of my foot. You could see sort of like where, you know, I've got some bunions on my right foot. You can kind of feel and see that lump coming on the corner of my foot. You didn't see it so much in the Clifton 6, even though they're both the same size. And the sizing, as it usually is with Hoka, was real dialed in. I'm almost always an 11.5. Now some brands I have to go up or down, but I was dead on 11.5 in this year's Clifton 6. So the shoe still also has a lot of the same characteristics as far as the stack height. Still coming in with a 5mm heel to toe drop, so our offset and the height of the cushion hasn't changed much. So if you're not really familiar with the Clifton at all, I guess we can even give you a little bit of background on how this shoe came to be. The brand Hoka started out in France, and what they originally was looking for was a shoe for long distance runners that would kind of give you that rolling feel from your heel to your toe. Historically, we've heard the great story about how the brand started with the founder, who was a developer of skis, was watching a marathon on TV, I believe it was Boston, and was noticing how much further ahead the wheelchair athletes were from the runners. And his idea was, well, we need to put wheels on shoes. And just that simple watching a race, thinking about what separated different athletes on the race, he was able to kind of visualize with his background in manufacturing how to manufacture and put a different technology in a shoe that would give runners a more of a rolly feel to it. So that's what Hoka really became famous for, was that rolling feel, their Meta Rocker platform. The idea when you land, the shoe immediately just smoothly gets you from heel to toe. That's why not only is this one of our best shoes for runners, specifically people doing longer stuff, but people on their feet. You know, I tell people all the time, my wife is a chef. She works in the kitchen all day long, and she wears Hokas to work because she wants something that she can stand in, walk around, and still feel like she's going to be comfortable all day. And if her feet swell, everything, she's going to be accommodated for. So this will be definitely on her list of shoes that she's going to want next. So the Clifton is a neutral platform shoe. So it's great for somebody who has just a very bit of mild over or under pronation, but not too severe. Hoka's, almost all of them, have a little bit more of an arch than most shoes. So if you were trying to find if you were coming from a traditional shoe, we'll call it like a New Balance 1080 or a Brooks Glycerin, something that big max cushion neutral platform, the arch is just a little bit higher, but it's not a firm arch. If you were looking for something firmer and more stable in the Hoka family, there's certainly other options out there. You can check out our videos like on the Arahi or the Gaviota if you're looking for that. But this is going to be good for anybody with just a nice normal walking foot, maybe a little bit of an underpronation or a little bit of an overpronation. Just even to back up a little bit more, this is sort of the guts of a Hoka Clifton. So what they've done is they have this nice rubber and it sits inside of their foam. So what it does is it gives all shoes a little bit of inherent stability. The idea of thinking about like somebody standing on a paddleboard, right? They're above the water, they're standing real tall, and it makes it easy to be top heavy. By having this little piece of rubber that sits inside the foam, it's set more like a canoe in the water. You can still bobble, but you're much more safe that way. So it gives you a little bit of stability from side to side, from left to right. So this shoe is going to be great for somebody who moves a little bit, who's going to be walking, running on longer distances, who wants to have that smooth transition from heel to toe. It's going to be a great shoe for them. Anybody who's been in the shoe for a while is going to be happy with the new updates to it, especially how soft it is compared to previous models. Another nice thing that's been newer for the Hoka Clifton, it's available in widths. So we actually here at the shop, we carry it in standard and wide widths, and we like the black because a lot of people, professionals, wear it, and we give them an opportunity to have something that's wide for a Hoka Clifton that's going to be able to stay on their feet all day and give them that width. They've only been doing wides for about a year, 2 years now, so it's nice that they're changing. Point of reference on the female side right now, they're doing a standard B and a D for their wide. On the men's, it's a D and a 2E. There is talk of next year bringing in even wider and wide on both the men's and the women's, going up to a 4E and going up to a 2E on the women's. But for now, it's a D on the women and a 2E on the men on the Hoka Clifton. If you have any questions and you're curious more about the shoe, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. I'll try to get back to you as fast as we can. And if you like and subscribe us, we'd appreciate it. And as always, use promo code RUNMORE on our website and you'll get free shipping and 10% off your order. Thank you so much for the support, and we love all the feedback. Have a great day, guys.